Welcome to a special edition of Third League Radio. This week we're talking Blood and Guts.
Third League Radio.
All right, we're going to flip the script a little bit. This week we are going to focus on, well, basically one show, AEW Blood and Guts. That was aired Wednesday night, took place from the... Where did that take place from? Took place from Greensboro, North Carolina, the First Horizon Coliseum.
They had a little spot with a Ricky Steamboat that took way too long, I think, but... You know, and Ricky Steamboat looked confused, like they didn't tell him what was going on. Like he was asking Dax and Tony Schiavone what was going on.
I read reports that Flair was in attendance backstage, and it was supposed to be Ric Flair's spot, but Flair wasn't feeling well or something, couldn't go out.
Drunk?
I was speculating, but they put him in last minute, Ricky the Dragon. So he probably was confused. Like, hey, what do I do? Probably. I mean,
he was literally looking at Dax like, guys, they're booing you, and they're like, yeah, they're supposed to. It's like he wasn't catching on. It took him a full minute.
Yeah, he was not catching on that they were heels. But anyway, we'll get into the match itself because the women's Blood and Guts, the first ever women's Blood and Guts, kicked off the show, and of the two, I'm going to say this was my favorite. I mean, we might not have even been 10 minutes into Dynamite when Sky Blue gets just busted open.
Yeah,
the Crimson Mask, as it is known.
It was great. I was thinking, do exactly what they did to Flair in the first 4 games on WCW, where you just throw him into the side of the cage and then rake his head until
it bleeds.
Yeah, and they kind of did something similar there, but man, she was bleeding the whole time, and she took the hardest bumps because apparently they didn't actually cut the tables.
Well, it was
they got the wrong tables.
Yeah, it was Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale started it off, and then Willow Nightingale's team, they would get the advantage with Harley Cameron coming in next, and that was when Sky Blue would get busted open when they both came in.
No, Julia Hart came in.
You're right. Julia Hart did come in. You are definitely right. Yeah, I missed that. Julia Hart did come in, and then they would come back, because then that would lead to...
Sky Blue was already busted open at that point.
Yeah, because that would lead to Tekla coming in, and that was the part I was going to get to with... After Tekla, I think Hayter comes in, and Hayter's carrying a bag of tacks with her, and just midsection bag of tacks right into Tekla, which not only hits Tekla, but spills all over the ring, and there's tacks just in the ring for the rest of the match that are moving all throughout the ring. Mm-hmm. Then that was a little bit odd, because whenever someone took a bump on that side, you're like, oh, did they hit a tack or not? You're actually looking to check. But let's see, Megan Bayne would be next. Megan Bayne earned a lot of respect from me. I think, honestly, though, as we're talking about Sky Blue, I think it was her match. It was her night to shine because she took a beating out there. But Megan Bayne earned a lot of respect from me in this one.
Megan Bayne reminds me a little bit of Chris Jericho. They should only work in hardcore matches because I never liked her regular matches. They felt a little blocky, like clunky.
Yeah, no, really. She showed me a lot on this one. Maybe it's the letting go of everything for a second. You're not so worried about hitting every mark that you talked about as you are protecting everybody, so you kind of let go a little bit from thinking, if that makes sense. You just kind of do it. But it would be... Oh, my goodness. Statlander after her. Yeah. Chris Statlander would come in after that one.
She was wearing the title belt the whole time, like a weight belt.
Yeah, well, basically, it's her own weapon.
Yeah.
And we saw that a little bit later with Mercedes Moné coming in. She came in next, didn't she?
Yes.
Right after that. And then she had all of her belts out, and eventually she would bring...
I don't know when they did that, by the way. They must have did that off camera really quick, because that wasn't there.
Well, they... I don't know, the spot I was talking about was when she brought in a belt, one of her belts for each member of her team to have like a weapon in the ring.
It took her too long to do it.
Yeah, that took a little bit too long.
I don't know why she just didn't grab them before she
could have just grabbed them all at once. She was going back, grabbing each individual belt, I guess, to make,
Well, why did she have to leave to do that? Why didn't she grab it before she walked in?
Yeah. Mina Shirakawa would be out next, and she actually took Queen Amanada's spot in this match, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And this spot, well, I mean, this isn't about Mina, but after Mina, that's when the final member of the other team would come in, Marina Shafir. Mm-hmm. And she gets Statlander.
Marina Shafir comes in with a UFC-style entrance, and then right when she gets in, she just does a full-on takedown to Mina, just MMA style, rolling her around the ring and shit, and it was great. And then she
grabs Stat and takes her out.
Yeah.
She throws Stat out of the ring and goes outside and pulls out the bed of nails.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I was like, no, do not do this. And I didn't know who was going to take it. I didn't know because usually if you bring it out, you're the one who takes it. We see that with Jon Moxley all the time with the bed of nails. He's the one who brings it out. He threatens it. He's always the one who goes into it. So I didn't know if Marina Shafir was going to go into it or not, because the way you have to land on that thing is very precise. You saw the way you have to land on that when Chris Statlander went through it. That was the part of the match that I thought looked rather rehearsed, rather choreographed, but you understand why. She had to land on that thing in such a way that... Because basically when you're laying on a bed of nails, the reason it doesn't impale you is because all of your weight is spread out across the whole thing. You have to land in a way where all of your weight is spread out or you're going to get impaled. So great job for Statlander.
I mean, it's not as hard for the way she did it, and they... yeah, it was a good spot.
But then that would lead to the final member. It was Toni Storm coming out. And that's when Blood and Guts would officially begin, as it were. And it was just chaos. I mean, this whole match was just chaos. Everyone giving everything of themselves. I mean, this is the first women's Blood and Guts match. This has to be better. I mean, not just for tribalism. It has to be better than any women's war games. You know what I mean? They have to step up because they're immediately.
What do you mean step up?
Immediately they're going to be judged against the women's war games. A lot of these women have never been in a hardcore type match.
I'm very certain you've never seen the women's war games match because it is a singles match with a cage around them. They don't do anything different. If they walked in there and ate candy, it would have been a step up.
I get that, but at the same time, if you don't go in there with the mindset of like Sky Blue, if you don't go in the mindset with I'm going to get busted open and it's okay, I'm going to go and do it for the show, you're going to pale in comparison to anything that the name brand, quote unquote, does. And they did not. They went in there and said, we're better. Hi. Here we are.
Yeah. I mean, the part where Julia Hart and, who was it? Was it Tekla that climbed outside of the cage through the middle post?
Yeah, basically they went and locked some people out of the cage. They climbed out of the cage through the middle, cut the wire, opened it, got everybody out.
Cut the wire?
Yeah, they did. They got the bolt cutters.
No, you're thinking of Mark Briscoe. What they did was they attacked the referee. I don't know what you're... Yeah. You're right. But they took the key and then they took it inside. And they locked...
they locked some people out and they kept...
yeah, they locked Statlander out for sure.
Yeah, but, I mean... Wait, weren't Stat and Mercedes already out for the table spot? Because I know Mercedes stayed out after that spot. She sold that like she was knocked out.
I think they did that after.
Yeah. But that was, anyway, it was the Triangle of Madness and Marina Shafir. Basically, Marina Shafir is just destroying Mina Shirakawa. Putting her in all kinds of submission, just holding her there. And the Triangle of Madness has Toni Storm making her watch.
Megan Bayne was in there, too.
Oh, was she? Okay. Yeah, They were just making her watch. There was nothing she could do. Toni Storm is eventually the one who gives up for her team to spare Mina Shirakawa.
Yeah, because Marina Shafir has Mina Shirakawa in a MMA-style choke, and Megan Bayne is slapping Marina Shafir hard with the women's world title. So that builds their friendship back. And I'm wondering now, because that obviously sets up the final as Mina Shirakawa and Toni Storm versus Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart, Sky Blue. Who gets the title?
You know what? I was thinking that, but the way they're pushing Marina Shafir, the way Megan Bayne has been, she's going to Japan and back and here and there.
What?
She is, yeah. She's in the Stardom tournament.
Yeah.
She is back and forth. As soon as she got done with Blood and Guts, she went back to Japan. So she is getting a push. Do you think because tag team partners out, Marina and Megan have been put together as tag team partners, does it go to Marina and Megan versus Triangle of Madness or Sisters of Sin?
Okay.
They're aligned now. Does that force that alignment apart?
All you think about is, oh, Tony likes this, so he's only going to do this. You're not even thinking about...
I'm thinking about the current situation right now.
That would pretty much make Sisters of Sin nothing. That would make all the other teams nothing. Because you're only pushing two people.
Well, no,
and
it
the
would
Death Riders are about to push Moxley out. Does that not push Marina Shafir out with him?
Well, what I'm saying here is this. You've got an alignment right now with Triangle of Madness, Marina Shafir, and Megan Bayne. You don't so much need that. That creates a perfect cutting it off. You got them facing each other for the tag team title. Bam. That creates that perfectly.
You cannot have a face win the inaugural title.
And why would anyone be a face? You can have a heel-heel matchup.
Yeah, but you don't want
heels aligned, certain heels aligned.
It doesn't make any sense.
But that is the women's Blood and Guts match.
I mean, they're not even a real tag team. They're just in it because they needed a popular women's wrestler to help in the tournament because Penelope Ford broke her arm.
And I'm not saying that, but with the push they're giving Marina Shafir, with the push that Megan Bayne is getting not only in AEW, but in Stardom in Japan, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
No. I mean, it's very clearly either Julia Hart and Sky Blue or Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa. I don't know how you can pick another option unless you're just trying to pick another option.
I'm just seeing what's going on the screen. But we'll move on because there were 3 matches on this show. The next match was not bad as well. I mean, if this match was on any other card, it would have probably been pretty good. But it was on the Blood and Guts card, so it was probably the third best match of the night. Adam Page and Powerhouse Hobbs in a...
No, it was actually really good. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would, especially... Wow, Powerhouse Hobbs. I mean...
Yeah.
Is he going to be...
He showed up.
Is he going to be okay?
I haven't heard anything. The report I read over Blood and Guts was just addressing the people in the Blood and Guts matches themselves. I hadn't heard any reports over Powerhouse Hobbs, but that bump he took at the end there was certainly, yeah, that was big. But just to get into that match a little bit, where are we at on that? It would start off, Hobbs waste no time, go right to the top turnbuckle. Page go to the other corner, pretty much doing the same. These were just in the ring, outside of the ring. It was a Falls Count Anywhere hardcore match like you would expect. I think I called it at one point an Attitude Era style hardcore match, like when WWE used to let people wrestle a little bit. You know what I mean? It was in that same vein. It really was, with the Hobbs ending on the a balcony, pretty much. They're fighting their way up to the balcony, and they tease Page going over, but Page comes back. Hobbs is kind of standing there wobbling. Page runs down from the crowd, like on the stairs.
Yeah, I think he pulls his boot off and like hits him with the boot.
Yeah, and that is what we're talking about, where Hobbs falls. And there is it looks like a covered table down there, but there's a crate that carries all the equipment and everything is sitting on top of the table. Hobbs falls right into the table, and then crate falls on top of him.
Yeah, and then they have the theatrical sparks go.
Yeah. I mean, but that was even after the spot on the table, where Hobbs was trying to
it just falls
Page,
over on him. It doesn't
Page
smack him.
Flips Hobbs off the table, and Hobbs lands really weird. Lands right on his tailbone.
No, yeah, it looked bad.
Yeah, no, the first one, the spot off the table, Hobbs takes that, and then he goes and takes the spot off of the balcony there. Yeah, but Page would win that one. Katsuyori Shibata comes out after that.
Jeff Hardy versus Mark Henry. They even said like world's most dangerous slam. And I was
they did.
Wow. Okay.
But he anyway, Katsuyori Shibata comes out, attacks Page. Samoa Joe's waiting in the ring. Who comes out to say? Oh, it's Hook. Hook and Eddie Kingston come out because Samoa Joe and Shibata had the cage start lowering.
Yeah, because they wanted to fight Page alone.
Yeah. So Hook comes out, Kingston comes out, and this is what was weird to me. Eddie Kingston's got the chair, and they're sitting there. They've already ran everybody out, and Kingston just starts marching around the ring, hitting himself in the head with a chair. And when I say marching, I mean marching.
No, yeah, he's
It was an odd thing.
I think his new character is like Mark Briscoe, basically.
But yeah, Page would get the win anyway. Tony Schiavone would be in the ring. This is what we talked about earlier. FTR and Ricky Steamboat. That was just a really weird segment. It was just a little bit off. Ricky did really well for, improv at his age. You could tell he was trying to think of a line, and he was just like pointing his finger at him for like a minute, and he was like, I can't think of what I want to say, but I want to say something. I'm going to let discretion be the better part of valor, was what he finally got out and when he left the ring. But, oh no, they grab him, and they try to do probably going for a shatter machine on trying to anyway, but Bandito and Brody King come out.
They gave him a couple punches, pretty good ones too, and then they put him into a powerbomb position, and then the Brodito comes out, which is setting up for their tag team title match at Full Gear, which FTR should win. It was a good segment. It went on a little long, but Ricky did well enough, decent enough for his age, except for the camera caught him like, it's hard not to catch him, but he was literally asking what's going on.
Yeah, what's going on?
Literally went over to Schiavone and he was like, are they heels?
That was great.
I know him.
I was thinking about that moment when they come out. He's like, hey, I know that guy. And I was like,
no, you don't.
That's not the thing you do in this section. Anyway. Yeah, but that was that, and that gets us into Wheeler Yuta's entrance for the men's Blood and Guts match. Him and Darby Allin would start this one. Actually, no, Darby came out first, didn't he? Darby came out first, didn't he? Yeah. Because I'm thinking as Wheeler comes in, Darby surprises him with a drop kick.
I thought it was going to be Claudio first.
Yeah,
but Claudio comes in as the spark plug.
The only surprise on that was when Mox came in the ring. I was pretty sure he was going to be the last one, but after that, of course, and see, this was a surprise to me as well.
It wasn't crazy at all until Moxley got in. There was little to no extreme.
Well, I was going to say the entrances for Death Riders were kind of predictable for me, but the entrances for, I don't know what you want to call the other team, Conglomeration and Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy. I don't know.
I think Darby Allin is in the Conglomeration now because Orange Cassidy is.
But you had Darby out first. Then Orange Cassidy came out, right? For Death Riders, you had Yuta out first, and then out comes Garcia. I understood that. Yuta, Garcia, you're building your base, right? You want your best for last when everybody's already wore out. You want your top guys to come in. They're already fresh, Cool. Now, while I may not like Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin being called top guys, it surprised me that they were out first. You know what I mean? It surprised me that it wasn't Roddy out first. It surprised me it wasn't Kyle out first. But you never know with this one. But yeah, like you said, there wasn't really blood and guts until Mox got in.
The only thing they did was Darby, of course, glued thumbtacks to the bottom of the skateboard like he always does, and then rubbed Yuta's head in it, I believe.
But then we would go to the countdown clock for the third member. And boom, here's Mark Briscoe's music. It hits. Which, again, that was a surprise to me. I thought Briscoe would be the anchor on this. But Briscoe's music hits, and Briscoe doesn't show up.
Right.
They go to Renee Paquette backstage, and somebody has attacked Briscoe, and Roddy goes, I'll go out now. So Roderick goes out. And who's out after that for them?
It was Claudio.
Yeah, Claudio comes out after that. Again, that seems like the perfect order.
Claudio did some cool stuff here. I mean, he... I forgot who he did it on, but he got someone into the swing position, and the other guy jumped on and tried to choke him, so he just swung both of them.
Yeah, that was pretty
good.
Cool.
But other than throwing the guys into the cage a couple of times, they did not do... And even when Moxley came out, all he brought out was a little bucket of glass.
I mean, there was some crazy stuff a little bit later.
There was some chairs.
I'll get into Jimmy Corderas here in a little bit.
There's no barbed wire pool cues like they did in the women's match.
I'll get into Jimmy Corderas here in a little bit, but yeah, you're right. Claudio was next, and then of course Kyle O'Reilly. He had to come in because Mark Briscoe is still apparently injured and hurt. And this is what surprised me. I thought Pac would be out next for Death Riders. But no, Mox is out. I thought Mox would be the anchor. I thought Mox would be the last man out. But no, Mox comes out. Pac is the last man for them. And we think it's going to be 5-on-4.
Yeah, well, they had the little voice pop-up of Renee Paquette in the corner, and they had her audio coming in from the back. I guess they didn't want to move the camera. But she was like, yeah, no, Mark Briscoe cannot make it. And then literally 2 minutes later, Mark Briscoe comes out with some medical staff telling him no.
Yeah.
He runs in. They do some stuff on the outside. They grab some chairs. It doesn't do much, though. It does until you get to the very end where they start teasing what's going to happen at the end. Then that's pretty much it.
I mean, Mox did some stuff like when he came in. He had the fork. He was stabbing people with it. Darby Allin
he looked drunk.
A little bit, he did. I mean, I don't want to say that because he doesn't drink anymore. But when he came out, he kind of looked a little bit. But like Darby Allin tried to do the coffin drop, knife or fork to the back.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was yeah. But I'm trying to remember what happened. Like Briscoe comes in, they cut the cage. Where does it go from there? Because I want to get to the table. I want to get to Claudio. I want to get to Darby Allin. Wasn't it Claudio who threw Darby Allin off of the top into the flaming table?
It was off the entrance ramp, not the top.
But yeah, into the flaming table. I haven't seen a flaming table.
Kid came out, and I was right when they did it. I was like, they don't got fire there, so they better stop, drop, and roll. And then
he did.
He was rolling.
Did.
They were stomping on him.
But that's what I want to talk about. Jimmy Corderas. I saw a tweet, and they're talking about the end of the match, which we'll get to here in just a bit. But he's like, and why is Darby Allin not in the ring while everybody's celebrating? And I'm like, he just went through a burning table, Jimmy. Do you want him to no-sell a flaming table? If he was out there celebrating, you'd be like, why is he celebrating when he just went through a flaming table?
Bully Ray got up right away from a flaming table. Don't tell me it hurts.
But anyway, this is the only time I will like Orange Cassidy with his hands in his pockets, because Soon as he does that, here comes Mox with a staple gun. Shot, click, 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 staple in his hands, in his pockets like that.
No, he tried to make sure it was actually in there. He stapled it about 10 times.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's just over, multiple staples.
Yeah, I mean...
But this is where I get upset.
The end kind of starts where Orange Cassidy pulls his hands out.
Yeah.
And then because the other people are off, so you have the main guys in the ring, and you how does it go specifically? What order does what happens?
Well, Claudio table corner with a spear. Cassidy got the orange punch to Mox. O'Reilly gets the ankle lock in on him. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, that's highlights. There was more like small stuff that happened in the middle of that. But when Kyle O'Reilly, he got that ankle lock in, I was like, I don't think that makes sense. And then, I mean, there's barely any glass there.
Yeah.
Moxley rolls out of it first, gets him in a choke, then Kyle O'Reilly counters it into an ankle lock where he has to tap because his hand is on a little bit of sugar glass.
Yeah, see, Moxley has tapped the last 3 big matches, I think.
I understand the story that people are telling me on Blue Sky and that are really mad at me. It doesn't mean I have to like it.
No. This
I understand
upset me
it
so much because
I understand it.
You have just... Why is anyone scared of Death Riders anymore?
Yeah.
Why is anyone scared of Death Riders? Why are they even a faction that should be remotely taken seriously?
And now, what do you have to do? So everyone's telling me, oh, they're going to push out Moxley. Why?
Yeah.
Who's the leader? Oh, Pat can lead. No, he can't. Claudio can. No, he can't.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. And the only thing I can think is, and again, this is idiots. I don't want to sound like the idiots on social media who are just like, nuh-uh, when it comes to AEW, but Tony likes Orange Cassidy. He likes Darby Allin. He likes Mark Briscoe, as everybody should like Mark Briscoe. But he's not going to let them lose in Blood and Guts. He doesn't see that... I think I said this last night. The Jedi can't return if the Empire doesn't strike back. The Empire is not striking back.
They did this when the Elite was at its top, and that's why it ended. You had Scapegoat Perry. You had the best version of Okada. You had Mercedes Moné teasing to join. The faces.
That's what I'm saying.
And Elite is gone.
You cannot... Like I said, if the Empire doesn't strike back, the Jedi can't return. I don't know how to explain it any more nerdy than that from our pop culture listeners out there. But I think that says it all, because you have to have the bad guys win. You have to have the heels win, or else the face victories are just what? What do they mean?
And, okay, well, what happens when the heels win? Guess what they're going to be mad at? They're going to be mad at the Callis family for interfering. The faces also have a feud with the Callis family. We could have the heels team up, or we could have the heels face each other. There's Kyle O'Reilly not being able to tap out Moxley. He could go through his own inner struggles. Maybe he joins Death Riders because he's like, I can't win anymore. He's like, I can't tap anybody out anymore.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I was not really a fan of that ending.
Well,
I just thought... I mean, okay, they do make a good point. It could be they're pushing Mox out, but again, why? I don't see the story after that. It doesn't go anywhere for me. I mean,
Moxley brought Marina Shafir in, so does Marina Shafir leave? Do they make their own rogue group? And if so, you can't have 2 rogue groups.
I mean, when they kicked Danielson out of Blackpool and created Death Riders, they had someone there to lead Mox. Like when Finn Balor left Bullet Club, AJ Styles was there to lead. When AJ left, who was there? You see what I'm saying? They had someone there. There's no one there after Mox.
When Edge, I mean, WWE fucked it up, but when Edge was pushed out of Judgment Day, they had someone to lead.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're trying to bring Gabe Kidd in as the leader, in which case, I mean, I can see the potential, but it's just potential at this point.
He's way too young for me.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's just potential at this point. But yeah, I think that's my only problem with Blood and Guts was the end of the men's match.
The only thing I can see is the Death Riders pushing out Moxley, then they join the Callis family and Moxley goes on like a 6-month break. But what does that do? Now you lost Moxley from your TV program.
Yeah, I know.
That was the biggest part of Collision. I'm looking it up. Death Riders lose when they're on Dynamite. They win when they're on Collision. They're mostly on Collision.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see where this is going, but I am not a fan right now.
This Week in History.
All right, so to have some semblance of a normal show, we're going to do This Week in History. Although, since we're talking about Blood and Guts, This Week in History is going to be, well, about a week behind. We're looking at November 3rd through November 9th. And I've got a few things I want to talk about here, but oddly, because we hardly ever go in order. This one's not in order, but it's almost. It's almost chronological. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The first two things are wrestling-related. Wrestler-related, as it were, but maybe not necessarily wrestling. November 3rd, 1998. One of the greatest upsets in American political history. Jesse the Body Ventura is elected governor of Minnesota. And he doesn't even live in the continental U.S. anymore.
No,
he's in the Baja.
Yeah.
November 4th, 1986.
I didn't know that. And then when they, I was watching the first rehash of Saturday night's main event, and that was back when I just wanted to see what they were going to do with it. That was after we stopped watching WWE. And they were like, and here is the governor of Minnesota. And I was like, the governor of Minnesota?
Yes, he was elected governor of Minnesota. Honestly, back then, he didn't sound so crazy, to be honest with you. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was living in the Baja that did it to him, but that's a topic for another time.
No, it was Hulk Hogan ratting him out to Vince.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan busting the union. November 4th, 1986. They Live, starring Rowdy Roddy Piper, directed by John Carpenter, was released in cinemas. It's actually considered a classic in the horror genre. We get the famous line that Rowdy Piper wrote, "I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum." That's a Rowdy Piper line. We'll move on to November 6, 2005, where the new lead play-by-play announcer of Monday Night Raw would be unveiled. Joey Styles. Surprising everyone.
Oh, yeah. He couldn't commentate for crap.
Well, he could commentate, but he couldn't do the WWE style. He could not. He was not
I still don't like
adept
his style.
to that. We'll go back to 1975, November 8th, 1975, when the longest AWA World Heavyweight Championship reign in history was ended in St. Paul, Minnesota. Vern Gagne's 2,625-day reign, that's 7 years, 70 days, was ended by Nick Bockwinkel. Nick Bockwinkel would hold the title for 4.5 years, meaning the AWA Championship changed hands just once in 12 years.
That was back when, like, the kayfabe was still there. Like, there were some people who knew it was fake, but it was like, dude, if I'm the champion, I'm the strongest guy, so how am I going to lose?
Yeah, exactly. Bockwinkel could, he was the strongest guy.
I mean, when it's just holds and you got some guy like Lou Thez, like, how do you look at that and be like, oh, yeah, he's going to lose a wrestling match?
Yeah, right. November 7th, 2004. The first 3-hour monthly pay-per-view for TNA was held. Victory Road from the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. I watched this live. You were still a little child in the next room, but I watched it live, and I had to go, take care of you, and because you were crying and messed up my show. Messing with you.
What happened?
Well, the only title change of the night, 3 Live Crew, that's Conan and BG James. Also, 3 Live Crew had Ron Killings in it at the time, but Conan and BG James, they defeated Team Canada, Bobby Roode, Eric Young, to win the NWA World Tag Team Championship.
I bet you hated that.
Yeah, I was, I don't know. I liked Team Canada. I was a fan of 3 Live Crew at the time because they reminded me of, basically a DX for 2004. They were older, so they didn't really get it. You know what I mean? But I liked him at the time. Let's see. What else happened? Jeff Hardy, he would lose the he didn't lose. Jeff Jarrett would retain the NWA World Heavyweight Championship by defeating Jeff Hardy. But after that, Macho Man Randy Savage made his TNA debut almost 10 years to the day that his WWE departure.
Yeah.
He didn't last long in TNA at that time, though. But the big one, November 9th, 1997. The Montreal Screwjob. Bret Hart.
That's crazy.
Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Molson Center, Montreal, Quebec. I don't even have to tell you what happened. Everyone knows what happened on that. There's documentaries been made about what happened on that. But on November 9th, 1997, that is when the Montreal Screwjob happened.
Why would you not drop the belt to Shawn anyway? You're leaving the company. You can't take the belt.
They had a real-life feud. They did not like each other. Bret did not like Shawn. He didn't like the way he carried himself, and he thought, this is not who I want to take my title from me.
So you think that leaving the company that you're carrying while you're the champion in the face of that company in the middle of that reign, you think that they should listen to you and change their plans? No, they're going to pick who they want.
Yeah, I mean,
he should have dropped it. He's leaving.
I mean, that was Vince McMahon's take, the whole Bret screwed Bret speech. But I don't know, man. Vince should have never made the deal. If he makes the deal and says, yes, I'll let you in, and then you can drop the title the next night, honor the deal.
But to who? On a house show?
No, he was going to... basically, Bret Hart was going to give up the title, and there was going to be a tournament for the title. That's what Vince agreed to. If that's what you agreed to, let that happen. If not, say, no, this is what we're going to do. And be an owner.
That would just be bad PR, because if Bret Hart vacates the title, everyone's like, oh, he's going to WCW, WWE's downhill. Which he already was, but it's like...
They didn't talk like that back then. Yes, we hated each other, but the Monday Night Wars were a thing because people were flipping. Like, Raw was on commercial, you're flipping to Nitro. Nitro's on commercial, you're going back to Raw. That was that way for the longest time. Do you think people, when AEW and NXT are on the same night, do you think people are flipping? I'm not flipping. I'm watching AEW all day.
Not now. I mean, if it was old NXT, maybe.
Maybe Black and Gold. Actually, I didn't really flip when they were on the Tuesday Night Wars. No, Wednesday Night Wars earlier. Sorry, excuse me. I didn't even... I mean, yeah. I mean, now, there were some times... there were some Adam Cole matches I did flip over for when he was with the Black and Gold, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's all WWE really had for from 2018 to... until they switched... until Vince 2.0. Took it over. It was Adam Cole... and Johnny Gargano, and I think, yeah, I mean, it was just them. That's it. That's all they had.
Yeah, definitely.
It was great matches, though.
Yeah, but, I don't know. I don't think anybody's flipping nowadays, but, that is a look at our This Week in History.
Especially during pay-per-views. I mean, I don't know why WWE thinks that putting Saturday Night's Main Event or putting NXT Worlds Collide during an AEW pay-per-view will make people switch over. Even if I get it for free. Like, what matches are you providing me? Dominic Mysterio?
The Miz versus Jey Uso.
The Miz versus Dominic Mysterio versus Conan.
Hey guys, we just watched Blood and Guts. Do you want to go watch The Miz versus Jey Uso?
Hey guys, we just watched Blood and Guts. For War Games this year, we're going to have Brock Lesnar, and he's going to bring a tractor and demolish the cage.
Oh my god, they did that once, right? Lifted up the ring.
Yeah, that was Roman Reigns, yeah.
But anyway, that's a look at This Week in History.
Match of the Week.
Well, time for Match of the Week, and there's really only 3 we can talk about because we've only done one show.
There was a lot of...
outside, but I mean, really.
Well, there's wrestling all around the world. There's great matches. There was great New Japan matches. There was great CMLL. There's great Stardom matches with their tournament going on over there. But because of the aptitude of these matches, I think both of our picks are going to come from Dynamite.
Yeah. And you know what? The honorable mention is going to be the men's War Game match for me. I mean, had great wrestling and then a lot of great violence, but the ending, that's just going to put it second.
I mean, there was a lot of great wrestling in there. I mean, it really did feel like they were sometimes it is good to treat it like there's... I like to say if it's a regular steel cage match, treat it like there's a match and that there's a cage around it. Like, you use the cage, but treat it like an actual match. Don't just throw them into the cage and walk around and play the crowd. Treat it like a match.
That's what they did.
But in this, when you're having this many people and it's a War Games, it's supposed to be chaos. It's supposed to be everybody everywhere. And it really felt like it was like Roddy and this guy, they would have a little bit, and then they would stop, and then these two would have a little bit, and it was all just good wrestling, but...
Yeah, I got to agree on that, so I think that leads to Match of the Week. It's got to be the Women's War Games for me. And if you want to talk about endings, yes, the ending on that might have been a little over-the-top done with Tony...
But it was booked perfectly.
Exactly. That's what I was getting into. The match was great. I mean, there wasn't a lot of good wrestling per se in the match, but when you're talking about a match called Blood and Guts, it certainly lived up to its name for them.
Queen Amanada getting injured, actually, is she actually injured, or is that a story?
I think she's actually injured.
If she is actually injured, that actually did help, because it led to her having that thing with Penelope Ford and taking her out of the match, and it was... there was just so much you can do, and that you did do in that match.
I completely. I think that match was.
I mean, the barbed wire pool cue when she came out, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, and no, they did not hold back either. They were. I mean, you can tell a little bit when there was a little bit. I don't want to say hesitation, maybe nervousness when Willow and Sky Blue meet for the first time. Like, Willow's got a trash can lid.
Well, they're trying to get into it.
Yeah, and Sky Blue's got the thing, and Sky Blue just starts. There's a couple of shots with the kendo stick that's got the barbed wire on it, and you can see Willow take the first one, and the look on her face, she just backs up, and then after that, they just start, grabbing each other's hair, punch into the face, and it was just a hard match like that, and after that, they just all got into it. It was, I don't know. Willow was into it. Like, everybody was into this match, and they were not trying to take anything lightly. You know what I mean?
When the tables didn't break, and they tried to get Sky Blue through the table twice, and it still didn't break, so the referee was checking on her the whole match. She didn't come back until the end where she had to hold Tony.
She took some beatings in that one. But yeah, that is going to be my match of the week.
Hour.
And after it's all over, you say, "Oh, what a lovely tea party."
Third League. Wrestling Radio.
Okay, so we got to talk upcoming shows, and, well, we have got Full Gear coming up on the 22nd. And so I'm going to go through the matches right here, but honestly, right here, this is, when we're talking about this $1 million 6-man tag match, does this kill the announcement? Because you've got Jurassic Express teaming up with Kenny Omega to take on the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander. The Young Bucks still have to decide whether they're going to be part of the Callis family. They're supposed to make that decision on Wednesday.
Well, right now it's just a mutual team. Like, weren't they just chosen for that?
Well, Callis family has been sending messages. Hey, get it. Let us know. Josh Alexander beating up Jungle Boy, holding his face up, going, "We did this for you. Are you joining our family?" Okada going, "Decision time." But
the match. What is the story behind the Butch the match booking. Like, I'm pretty sure it was just a mutual pact. So
Young Bucks needed a third because they're trying to get money.
Right, and Callis family was like, hey, we can join. They're like, I guess. And they're like, so are you in our family? And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Does this automatic... Because if they have to make their announcement on Wednesday...
Because what if they say no? The match is still happening. Yeah. It's just... I mean, Callis is still going to go for the $1 million. They're just going to beat the fuck out of Young Bucks after.
Well, so there's a gauntlet match for the, I guess, newly minted AEW national title.
Yeah.
We know a lot of the people in the match.
Gauntlet.
Of course, Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley are going to be in the match. We know that. They both said they're going to be in it. Ricochet, Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, and we don't have any more participants as of right now.
It is the national title. They made a thing to not say the AEW national title. Maybe it was just a thing for that little announcement that they messed up on. But online, it says that it will be defended in CMLL, AEW, all these companies.
But that means it's an international title.
I don't know.
If you want to have a real world title, have a real world title. Let it be defended everywhere. Don't put anybody's branding on it. Don't put AEW, anything. Just have a title. It seems simple to me. But we'll move on to the TNT title because Kyle Fletcher is defending against Mark Briscoe in a no DQ match.
Yeah, I don't like this. I think you did Kyle Briscoe.
Yeah, well, I mean, you did Fletcher Briscoe way too many times.
Yeah, but I don't know. I thought you would give Kyle O'Reilly that spot because if you're pushing him and he just beat Moxley, well, Kyle O'Reilly's not going to win the Continental Classic.
Yeah.
He's not Continental Champion. So why not put him in this situation and have him get beat the fuck up by Kyle Fletcher, and then Mark Briscoe feels the need to avenge?
I don't know. I just think too much on the Fletcher Briscoe way too quick. I don't mind multiple matches, but multiple matches.
Been 7 matches. This is the 7th one.
Well, you can have 7 matches as long as they take place over an extended period of time. This has been 7 matches in 3-4 months.
Well, they haven't called it a best of 7 series either.
Yeah, it's way too much. But let's see. The World Tag Team titles are on the line as Brodito is defending against FTR.
Yeah, I mean, FTR should get the win here. Personally, I think it's too much Bandito, but that's probably just me. Honestly, I just think the heels need the titles here because I don't see Brodito going anywhere story-wise. Like, I don't feel connected to the title. I don't feel the need to watch the I like if Brodito was chasing it, that would be better. They got it way too easy, and now they've just had it for 3 months and they haven't done anything but defended a few times.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just won the title. I mean, I think there were other plans for the title, but given the circumstances at the moment, it made sense to have Brodito win. And I've always thought they were going to be transitional champions. I think this is where it transitions. The women's world title. Okay.
I do like that you're getting Brody King out there because unfortunately the old faction is gone. So he needs something. He works great in tag teams. Very good chemistry with Bandito. So
yeah. The women's world title's on the line as Chris Statlander is defending against Mercedes Moné, and I think the AEW women's title is the one that eludes Mercedes Moné for the longest time. I don't think she gets it.
I think she wins it here. I think Chris Statlander was a transitional champ. She got her first title. She'll get it back again. I don't think she's... I don't know. I think it would mean a lot more for the heels to take over the women's side. So... because you already got them taking over the tag titles, you got them taking over the the TBS title.
Yeah, well, we see how he's felt about heels on the men's side, so maybe opposite works. And what I assume will be the main event, a steel cage title match, as the AEW World title will be defended. Adam Page takes on Samoa Joe.
Yeah, that should be fun. I mean, Adam Page in steel cage matches is going to be crazy, so hopefully no staple guns on Joe.
Yeah, I think this is going to be another Adam Page win. I don't think Joe gets the title here. We got to go back though because I missed something that I didn't see on the TNT title, the no disqualification match. There's a note on here that I apparently missed. If Mark Briscoe loses, he has to leave the conglomeration. And join the Don Callis family.
I think they did say that. Yeah. That's crazy. So Mark Briscoe's getting the title, which
and that's weird because that's too short of a time. It's too short of a time to leave the title on Fletcher.
But if you're gonna
build Fletcher as a badass, and now you're just gonna take the title off of him.
But if you're gonna make him lose the title, give it to Kyle O'Reilly.
I don't know. I mean, usually I do not have a lot of problems with Tony's booking unless it comes to Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy, in which I will argue all day. But I'm questioning some things on this.
What if Mark Briscoe wins the TNT title? Kyle O'Reilly's like, hey, give me a shot for it. And Mark Briscoe's like, no. And then Kyle O'Reilly, he's like, fuck it, I'm going to join Don Callis family.
Everybody joins Don Callis. But that is it for the Blood and Guts edition of Third League Radio. Let's do a short one. 50 minutes later.
Thank you for listening to this edition of Third League Radio. Download the latest episodes at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Catch the live radio show every weekend starting at 10 p.m. You can listen live every Friday night at mix961.net. This has been Third League Radio.